Hey Bayek, it's me, and well, this video, it's all about what I've watched. So I'm just gonna get on with it. So the first one is Cromwell from 1970. Now this stars Richard Harris and Alec Guinness, and it also is one of those films that I often mention as well because of the great amount of brilliant actors that are in there. There's just so many brilliant actors. We've got Robert Morley, we've got Frank Finlay, we've got Timothy Dalton, we've got Patrick Wymark, we've got Michael Jason. These are just a few of the actors that just pop up in this film. It is also directed by Ken Hughes. Now, Ken Hughes, very interesting director. He directed The Small World of Sammy Lee, 1963, which I think is a very good period piece. I've got that. I've absolutely loved the film. He also directed Of Human Bondage, 1964. Casino Royale, 1967, the more comedic James Bond film, David Niven, all that. And then, of course, one of my all-time favourite films he directed, which was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, 1968. Oh, wow. Yes, he directed that. So here we have Cromwell and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. What more can I say? And then he directed a film which I think is interesting called Shark, 1969. Shark was before Spielberg, yes, a shark having a very interesting time eating people in 1969. Did Spielberg watch this film, I wonder? I'd love to know, because Jaws is 1965. 1975. 1975. So this one, Shark, was 1969. Then he was director of Alfie Darling, 1975. And I say, I'm just picking to I haven't picked them all out, but this one interested me. His last film was one called Night School from 1981, which was a slasher film. Wow. Directs Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and then does a slasher film. Wow. And this, Cromwell. Wow. Just what an amazing, absolute, wonderful director with all these kind of films. But yeah, Cromwell, I just love it. I wish that we had a UK Blu-ray release. This is a French one. I'd love to see more extras. This film deserves so much. I'd also like to see an extended cut of this, because the problem with this cut is that it misses out so much. I mean, the battles, we get Edge Hill, 1642, very important battle at the beginning of the Civil War. Then the film jumps to 1645 with the Battle of Naseby, which was the last sort of great battle, which the Roundheads won. But in between, Cromwell, it is shown in the film, but Cromwell realised that he needed a more professional army, and he put together the New Model Army. But their important battle was in Yorkshire at Marston Moor, 1644. That was a very important one. Sadly, it's not in this film. They jump on. Oh well, but there's a lot of other things in here as well that they don't. But as I say always, this just take this as a film, and it's very enjoyable. It really is an enjoyable film. I still love it. I know there's a lot of historical inaccuracies in it, as I've just mentioned out, but hey, it's a great film, and who can not argue when you've got Richard Harris and Alec Guinness just being superb and brilliant in their roles. Really, this is real top class acting. It really is. It's just brilliant. Right. Now the next film is Hondo. Now this is a John Wayne Western. It was originally in 3D, but 3D was a bit on the wane. Oh, John Wayne. Oh, anyway. Oh, we'll get to get those jokes in, yes. Yeah. So it wasn't really that successful in terms of its 3D. It was at the end of sort of that period. 3D comes in and out of fashion. It also is the debut for Geraldine Page, and she goes on to have a great career in film. She's very good. She's typical in that sort of role. This is her first role. She's very good. Very good. And John Wayne obviously thinks so as well. Yeah. She is. She's very good. And then we've got Ward Bond, who pops up in so many westerns and then became so famous doing Wagon Train in on the TV. What else can I say about that? It's just Wagon Train. I remember it well. I do. I was only a little lad, but my granddad, he loved westerns, and we was watching that. Anyhow, now it's directed by John Farrow. Now he directed the Reno. Some of these various films from that period. Reno, 1939. Wake Island, 1942. Botany Bay, 1953. Back from Eternity, 1956. And Forbidden Island, 1959. This is a really enjoyable film. We've seen it before. John Wayne comes into a situation and he's basically protecting this mother and her son. The father has gone away, he's missing, he hasn't come back yet. And I'm not going to give. There is quite a nice, interesting twist, which I'm not going to give away because it's quite interesting that they put that in. But it's a good film. I nearly said that word, but I'll say it now. A solid western, a solid whatever. But yeah, it's John Wayne. That's it. That's all you need to know. It's John Wayne. Next one is an interesting one. This is Vera Cruz from 1954. This just, I think is really good. I think it's actually better than Hondo, I think. It's set in Mexico, the sort of rebellion period of the Mexican sort of revolution. We've got various characters and a brilliant cast here. We've got Burt Lancaster. We've got Gary Cooper. What a great team there. We've got Denise Dassel. And Charles Bronson's pops up and he's in there without the moustache. You can't have Charles Bronson without a moustache, but in this film, there's no moustache. It's directed by Robert Aldrich, who directed one of great all-time films, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, 1962. That is just such a brilliant, brilliant film. Joan Crawford and Betty Davis, really, wow, that film. He also directed Flight of the Phoenix, which is well thought, 1965, and another one that people absolutely love is The Dirty Dozen from 1967. That's just a few films he directed. But what is this about? I mean, basically, it's why do these films always involve gold? Because gold, they always want to get hold of gold. Well, this countess hires this group. There's this group of people, which we've got Burt Lancaster and Gary Cooper and a few others there. And they really have got to guarantee her safety. She's going around in a coach. And guess what? I mentioned gold. And guess what's in that coach? Gold in the way. Is that gold going to last inside that coach? It's supposedly a secret, but everybody else seems to know about it. As these secrets are, it's not that secret, is it? But yeah, this film, it's just enjoyable. I think I definitely prefer it to Hondo in many ways. It's great, and the smile of Burt Lancaster flashing his teeth. You see these bright teeth. Is there? I can't get over that. It just adds to the charm of the film. Love that. Yeah. Right. The next one is a film called Mad Dog Morgan. This stars Dennis Hopper. And Dennis Hopper, what a legend. Sadly, no longer with us. This was a film he talks about in the extras where he came over first time to Australia to do this film. It's based on true sort of Australian anti-hero, if you want to say. I don't know. They're seen as heroes, villains. Ned Kelly following on kind of thing. His name was Daniel Morgan, and everybody in the authorities was after him. He became a bit of a folk hero. Yes. And it stars David Gulpel, who, well, we're going to mention him in the next film after this. He's an Aborigine actor, and he's rather good. This it's a great combination with him and Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper, with his Irish accent and the beard and everything, you wouldn't know it was him. But this works so well. It's one of those, it's not going to end well, is it? It's not, but it's superb. The landscape that it's in and everything in Australia. Australian films were really just going off in a wonderful direction. They were digging into their history and producing films, westerns. This is a western. I just think it's great, absolutely great, fantastic, highly recommended, really. Then we've got another film, which is this Walkabout, which also has David Gulpel as the Aborigine boy. So there we are. This is how we started. This is from 1971, of course, stars a young Jenny Agutter as well. Jenny Agutter, what career she's developed into. So it's interesting to see it. So this film is lots of interesting things about this film. It's directed by Nicholas Roeg. Nicholas Roeg, what a director. Just some of the films that he directed. Performance, 1970, gangster film with Mick Jagger. Don't Look Now, 1973. Donald Sutherland, Julie Christie, an absolute classic. I love Don't Look Now. The Man Who Felt Earth, 1976. David Bowie film. It's fantastic. Some people think it's too strange. I love it. Bad Timing, 1980. Starring Art Garfunkel. The Witches, 1990. The Witches is superb. Forget about the remake. The original Witches with Angelica Houston and Rowan Atkinson in there. Brilliant film. Love The Witches. This film is highly recommended. It really is. It's just a great start. Jenny Agutter starting her career like this. It involves basically, I mean, it's quite dark. It starts off where Jenny Agutter and her character is with a younger brother. She's still a schoolgirl herself. And they go in the outback. They're driving through the outback. And they get told to get out of the car. The dad has a gun, shoots himself, the car sets on fire, they're stranded in the desert, and that's where the story begins. This film, starting such a dark way, it just gets you totally enthralled. How are they going to get on? What is going on here? And they meet, of course, this Aborigine boy who guides them through the desert. This is a wonderful story. I absolutely loved it. I say it was controversial at the time because of her age. She goes swimming in this in the water, and it was her age was an important thing. She actually was just 15. She did become 16 when they were filming it, but the actual scenes, she was 15. So it was that kind of area with certainly censorship. But this film, outstanding Australian film, absolutely. The next one, an Australian film, and I just mentioned the actor involved in this. Well, what can I say? This is fantastic. I was wrong, actually. I'm sorry. And that's why I'm just sat here thinking. The actor involved was actually new. This was the first role for this actor. And his name was Tom E. Lewis. And it is The Chant of Jimmy Blacksmith from 1978. Wow, this is directed by Fred Schepisi. Directed Barbarossa, 1978. Iceman, 1984. Plenty, 1985, which I know is Meryl Streep. Now, his Australian director went over to Hollywood and did some Hollywood films. So we had Plenty, 1985. Roxanne. Oh, yeah, he did Roxanne, 1987. Steve Martin, that one. Did the Russia House, 1990s, Sean Connery. And he did the follow-up to A Fish Called Wanda, Fierce Creatures, 1997. So quite an interesting career development. The Chant of Jimmy Blacksmith is, I think, a controversial film. It came when it was out on video in this country, though it was not considered a video nasty. It didn't get categorized. It did raise a lot of concerns about the violence, because the violence is shocking. I have to say it. It is shocking. It involves the butchering of lots of people, including women and children, and it's quite gory, it's quite graphic, and you can see why it was considered controversial. Basically he goes insane. He's on the run. He's always trying to conform to everything. He's always wanting to fit in. That's the thing. When he starts, he wants to please everybody and fit in, but that doesn't happen. He starts off, he's brought up by this vicar and his wife, and sort of given sort of this sort of background about they're trying to fit him in everywhere, and that's what he does. But he rebels in the end against all that. He cannot fit in, and he becomes an outlaw, and he takes it to an extreme. So it is an extreme film, but a very good, important piece of filmmaking. It's a film that people should watch. Despite the violence aspect of this, which is part of that film. Sometimes we have to take that in these films, and I think it's an outstanding film. Now the next one is we have got a bit of giallo. This is called So Sweet, So Dead, from 1972. Now, this is an Italian film. The US version, in fact, this is weird. The US version had inserted into it hardcore sex scenes. This one hasn't got those. Now, it stars Farley Granger. Farley Granger. Now, he represented those American actors who came into Europe to make more money. To basically, it expanded their careers. Some of them were not doing so well. And these people who made the films, the producers, wanted to get in these kind of actors, which they did. They got in the actors, and here we have it. It's also interesting that Farley Granger is quite a groundbreaking actor in terms that he openly came out as bisexual, which at the time was something that was never done. In Hollywood, everything was secret. Everything was, as he still is, maybe in some ways. We won't go into that about Hollywood. The interesting twist on this film is that all the victims that we see are all unfaithful women. So that's his thing. He's killing all women who are unfaithful, the actual killer of all this. And it is, of course, like Giallo, very gory film. It's a good watch. I'm not saying it's the best of this type of film, but it is an interesting watch, and it is well worth watching. If you like Giallo films, you will like this. The slasher element, the gore, it's all there. Now, the next film is A Study in Terror. Now, this is another Sherlock Holmes film. I'd never heard of this one, and then it came into my collection, and wow, what can I say? Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper story. You can't go wrong. Really, you can't go wrong. Now, it stars John Neville. Now, John Neville, I know his name because I'm a big fan of The X-Files, where he plays the well-manicured man who's an important part of The X-Files, the whole thing. He stars in that. It's also got Donald Houston, Judi Dench. Yes, a young Judi Dench is in this. Robert Morley. Fantastic. It's directed by James Hill, who directed The Doc Brief, 1962, which had Peter Sellers and Richard Attenborough in together. Now, it's most famously directed Born Free, 1965. Also Captain Nemo and the Underwater City, 1969. And TV series Wurzel Gummidge. He directed, he was involved in that. Yeah, what can I say? So that is good. Another take on Jack the Ripper. I really enjoyed it. You can't help but enjoy Jack the Ripper films. Really good. The next one is Kill Them All and Come Back Alone from 1968. This stars Chuck Connors and Frank Wolf. It's a Spanish-Italian spaghetti western. We'd seen Chuck Connors in Geronimo. As an actor, I'm not sure about Chuck Connors. I suppose they thought at the time he had the look. It's directed by Enzo G. Castellari. Some of these films might give you an interest. $1 Too Many sounds like a rip-off of a certain film, 1968. Johnny Hamlet, 1968. Cold Eyes of Fear, 1971, which is a giallo film. The Big Racket, 1976. The Inglorious Bastards, 1977. Oh, yes, and it's before the Tarantino version in 2009. So there you are. Inglorious Bastards, 1977, for Tarantino. I wonder where Tarantino got his ideas from. Then The Last Shark. Shark, 1981. Oh, yes, you've got to have a few sharks, haven't you, going around. And then The New Barbarians, 1983, which is a sci-fi post-apocalyptic film. This is directed by him. This title, Kill Them All and Come Back Alone, comes from what he basically is employed to go and get these people. He's got to go and do all this. These sort of baddies. He's employed to get the baddies. And he sets up his gang to get some gold. All that sort of stuff. They'll be paid. And there's always gold. I keep mentioning it. And yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't say I was on fire with this film. It's okay. The title say is that what it is. It's all about greed. That's what he's told, really, and so he can take on the money. And we see it at the end of the film. I must say, it's okay, but I wasn't going to go mad about this film. It's all right, But finally, I have to end on a high. This is the film that I absolutely love. This is called Went the Day Well. It's from 1942. Ealing Studios, notice. But this isn't a comedy. This is a wartime propaganda film. So you're saying, oh, but wow, what a film! It's just absolutely wonderful. The actors involved are Leslie Banks, Basil Sidney, Mervyn Jones, Valerie Taylor, Elizabeth Allen, Thora Hird. Yeah, Thora Hird's in this. And it's directed by Alberto Cavalcanti, who's a Brazilian-born director. Now, he directed an Ealing film, which pops up quite a bit as well, which is Dead of Night, 1945. It's an anthology film. He directs 2 episodes. Directed Nicholas Nickleby, 1947. They Made Me a Fugitive, 1947, which is a film noir film. So that's this Italian director, Brazilian director. Get it right, lad. I love this film. It's so British. It is. It just absolutely fantastic. What it is, it's the German invasion film. A group of Germans invade this small village, and we get what would happen and what is going on. And the other dark thing is that we've got collaborators as well. So that is quite a dark thing. We have got collaborators who are joining the Germans. Wow. I mean, wow, what can I say about that? Yeah, definitely. But this is a great film. And the village is called Bramley. And I immediately thought, Bramley, of course, yes. It's a different Bramley, but it's where I was born in Leeds. Bramley in Leeds. Anyhow, it's another time. But yeah, if you love this kind of British film that does everything so well, and it's great to see people getting together and they all foil this Nazi takeover, and they find out who's who and everything. I loved it. Anybody that can pick up a rifle and do anything, that gets them all out, the Nazis. It's fantastic. This film has it all. I just love seeing the ordinary people coming together in these villages, and also the traitor as well, when he is exposed, the major traitor. There are a few other collaborators, but yeah, the one who supposedly you might have trusted was a collaborator traitor. Oh, this film just knocks it out. I loved it. And I better stop now. I've been going on far too long. Yes, loved it. What a week. Oh, yeah, enjoyed it. Now, if you've liked this video, please give it a like. Get it out onto YouTube. It's good for my channel. Thank you so much. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Have a look at the playlist. You can see all the things that I've done. If you've got any comments, put your comments down. I'd love to read your comments. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.